What's going on, guys? My name is KRUMM. This video, you'll see it because of the title of the video. I moved to Korea. That's right. That is crazy. I moved to Korea. A little more details will unfold as the video goes on. So you'll see the outcome of everything. But I wanted to make this video as kind of an informative, but also to explain and show you guys how everything played out. Traveling to Korea and what happened while I was there, my thought processes, and me eventually coming back from living abroad. I'll use that term generously. I'll get into this recording here. I'll kind of walk you through. I'll splice myself in here to give you some details of exactly more of what happened. So yeah, here you go.
See, we got about 16, 17 hours left until I start my new life. I am going to be moving to South Korea. Crazy, right? So here's the big reveal. Here's the update of what's been going on. I actually got a new job to teach abroad. I figured this could be a cool opportunity to bring you guys with me, go through the process of me moving to another country, and also kind of my thoughts, just I guess the process, what's going on through my head and that sort of thing. I have been packing. I'm bringing a single suitcase and a backpack with all the electronics, bringing my laptop, bringing the camera in here so I can hopefully record while I'm there and edit videos and stuff like that. Pretty big stuff, pretty crazy. If this is the first video you've seen from me, my name is Zach. I go by KRUMM. I usually do game content. I'm a big fan of comedy and stuff like that. I do enjoy the occasional live action kind of skit stuff, and you'll see that when you go through my videos on my channel. I just got a bunch of random stuff, but lately I've been getting really into live streaming games and stuff. How I'm feeling right now, there's a lot of uncertainty and doubt, but also some excitement.
Now, in this point of the video, you can kind of tell by my demeanor how I was talking. I was already homesick before I even left. So right off the bat, the mentality was not there. And, if you're going to be making a huge jump like this, you want to make sure that mentally you are ready for this. All the buildup that I had for this, all the work that I put in towards making this happen, that was I guess you could say the easy part. I was fully ready by the paperwork standards. Mentally, it was something that I wanted to do, but as it got closer and closer to the departure date, I started to feel more regret, and I felt like I was in a good spot where I was, and I felt like I would be losing quite a bit by leaving just because of that and the thoughts that were going through my head. I was already kind of I don't know if this is something that I actually should be doing.
So this is the first time that I've ever been out of the country. I'm going to lift it up a little bit so I'm not staring down into the eye of the... Okay, so the reason why I wanted to go forward with this kind of whole adventure thing was that I've just been kind of in a rut. I'm craving something new. I burn out easily. I'm looking for more fulfillment. I also want to explore the world and stuff, and I want to travel. And looking at ways to do that, I found that, teaching English is a more popular way than I thought to go about, more long-term traveling. It seems like everybody knows at least one person or knows somebody that knows somebody that has done, abroad teaching. Because I had no idea that it was, that popular of a thing to do. I kind of wanted to document my experience with this and be completely honest with the process. And since this is a pretty popular thing, if anybody has questions on the processes, I don't know, anything that you guys want to know about anything, just let me know. I can either make a direct comment or I can make a specific video for that, whether that be visa process, which was a headache, there's a lot of paperwork, to just mindset, walking you through things. It's a very exciting thing, but also I'm leaving family and friends here, and the contract that I signed is for a year. It could be longer than that if both parties agree, it could also be shorter than that, because if I don't like it, I don't plan on staying in a foreign country. It's sad, but it's also exciting at the same time. Anybody that wants to know how to go about doing this, I can go more into detail about it, because I don't think I really went traditional route. This time last year, only had an associate's degree. I have like a bunch of like tattoos and piercings, and I'm not like the stereotypical like he's gonna be like a teacher abroad, especially like Asian countries are more like traditional, so you wouldn't think that somebody in my attributes would be able to do something like that, but there are ways.
I'm not all that comfortable with recording in public like this. So I kind of plus it's like there's a bunch of people and I don't want to bother anybody. So like I didn't really record going from CVG to Toronto. The upcoming B-roll here is from when I'm already in Toronto. I'm about to go to Korea. So I went from CVG to YYZ to YYZ to INC. That's why there's kind of like jumping here where it goes from us in the car to already in the airport, about to like already in the Toronto airport. I'm gonna go to Incheon. That's the airport in South Korea. I took a little photo of after I got in a taxi and heading to Ilsan. Heading out of this airport was kind of interesting. The whole transportation was pretty smooth, but as I was exiting, the next challenge of finding transportation to my accommodation. So I had to either get an Uber or a taxi. So I was on my phone at this point, nearing the exit of the airport, when this taxi driver, you could tell I was a foreigner. So he just like kind of zoned in on me. He was like, I'm going to get this guy. So he came up to me and he was like, taxi, but like I couldn't really understand him. So I'm like, what? And he said, taxi? What? Taxi. I was like, oh, taxi, yes, I need a taxi. And then I showed him the little script that my recruiter told me to show the taxi driver. He told me that it was about like the hotel was about an hour away from the airport. And he told me that I would owe him roughly 130,000 won, which translates to like roughly $100 US. So I'm like, that's fine, whatever. Because like in my mind, I'm like, I just need to find a way to get out of this airport and to my destination. I don't really care how or how much it costs. I just need to get from here to there. How am I going to do this? It felt very like Amazing Race-esque. Luckily, I was able to like follow this dude out of the airport. So I kind of like, I didn't get lost on the way exiting. There was nobody to meet me there. And I feel like under the right circumstances, this could have gone like a different way. The hand I was dealt with, so I had to like make do. You could tell that this dude was like kind of like a hustler. He does this for a living. He knows what he's doing.
You have no idea how long I was standing outside this building, not realizing that it's inside the building, but it's on like the 10th floor. That took a while to figure out. I was just standing out, like circling the block until I finally asked somebody. I was like, where is this? And they had to like translate it and figure it out.
So
but
kind of go into more detail about what happened with this situation is that the taxi driver, so he drove me to the accommodation. As I was getting my stuff out of his car, he was like, oh, one sec. He's because like he didn't know where this place was. There wasn't really anything like a sign or anything that was like hotel. It was just like restaurants and stuff. So he went into like one of the stores and was asking them where like this hotel was. They told him that it was in this building. So he came out of the store and he was like, it's this building right here. So I'm like, okay, thank you, thank you. He got into his taxi and drove off, and I'm just looking up like, where? It's just, there's just restaurants. I walked to one side and there's just like a kind of like an entrance to a parking garage. I walked around the corner. There's just like a 7-Eleven. Where the hell do I go? So I'm just like pacing back and forth trying to figure out where the entrance to this hotel is, because I'm looking inside these stores. There's no like hotel looking stuff. There's no like reception or whatever the crap. So I'm like walking back and forth. I stood in one spot for a while, and then my luggage fell, and I'm just like, everything is going wrong. I'm lost, and I'm going to have to be homeless. So I'm trying to scout out like safe alleyways, or trying to figure out like, what am I going to use for a pillow? I guess I could use my luggage or something. But luckily there was a nice man that was walking by, and I was like, excuse me, you know where this is? Yeah, he seemed pretty confused as well, because there was like not really anything saying where it was. So he called a number. I don't know if he called my school head or reception of the hotel, but he called somebody, and then he went into like, it was by the 7-Eleven. There was just like this entrance with like a bunch of like mailboxes for like an apartment building inside. He goes up to the sign next to like these elevators. He points out it's on the 10th floor. I'm like, oh, thank you. He was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then he just walks away. So I got in the elevator, went up to the 10th floor, elevator opened, and sure enough, there is the hotel. Thankfully, that dude was there, or else I would have slept out on the street that night.
I finally found the accommodation. This is what I am calling home for now. This is a hotel before the potential apartment. That's if I decide to do this more long term. At this point, I'm leaning more towards this is just going to be an experience, and this is not going to be a long term thing for me. But pretty unique. There's a remote control here that controls the AC. It's all in Korean, so I don't understand what most of these buttons mean, but I can kind of figure it out. I accidentally pressed one of the buttons, and I think I'm updating the U Plus TV. You put your key card into this little slot thing, turns on all the lights. I didn't have it in there to start, and everything just went pitch black. And I'm just like, what the hell just happened? So I had to figure that out. They get you slippers, or bathroom slippers as well. There's a walk-in shower. Nice, and I was gonna say cozy, but that says cozy. Beautiful shower. Gonna have to figure that stuff out. Pretty standard. Comes with your very own computer. Test it out. Gonna play some Dead by Daylight later. Wesley, I hope you're ready. Nice mirror.
Yeah, I just wanted to slip in this image that I took of the bath gown at this hotel. I just thought it was funny because of the English. The disinfection to have guests. I don't know what that means. Always will serve you with all your sincerity. A very nice way to end after disinfection to have guests. I was just kind of it was a little off-putting. I felt like I wasn't welcome, realizing that gown was there to serve me with all of its sincerity. I felt like, I belonged.
And this beautiful window to nothing. I think there was supposed to be either a mirror or it's supposed to replicate what having a window to the outdoors is like. There are no windows to the outside world in here, but they do have tissues. It's updating again. I don't know what the hell I did. The TV was running fine until I pressed the button. I was like, what does this button do? A full-on Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. Not too bad. The B-roll that I recorded is, I'm gonna be honest, it's complete shit. I didn't really get much B-roll at all because there was just a ton of people, and I didn't feel comfortable recording in an airport with a bunch of people around. So I got some things, but not a lot. On both flights, the first one to Toronto and then the second one to Korea, I was on the inside, so I didn't have a window seat, so I couldn't get B-roll. I'm not gonna lean over the person that's on the window, and I'm just like, hey, get out of the way, I gotta get a video. Not gonna do that. So that's why the B-roll kind of sucks. All in all, as far as the airfare, it was pretty smooth. On the way out of the airport, I think I got lucky because there was a taxi driver right there as soon as I was exiting, and that dude, he hustles. What the hell is going on with the TV now? I don't know how to change the input. Oh, well, hold on. I pressed TV and that worked. Hopefully I don't get charged for something that I don't know. I have to get up pretty early tomorrow. Not pretty early, but I probably have to set an alarm because I'm getting a medical checkup. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. See, the reason why I was pressing buttons is because I can't figure out where the mute is. So I'm just gonna turn it off for now. I'm not sure if they plan on doing other things besides just the medical checkup, or if it's just that. The rest of the night tonight is supposed to be like a rest, even though I've been traveling for like 20 hours or something like that. That's including like layover and stuff. Gonna be well rested for tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too like excruciating. Yeah, I gotta make sure that my tattoos are covered. Gotta take my piercings out. Probably shave. What am I gonna do for food? I'm kind of curious about that. Because those of you that don't know, I don't know any Korean. None whatsoever. Is it a good idea to know at least some Korean right here? Yes. You know, I'm not one for thinking things through. I started learning Japanese and then I got a job in Korea. So as of now, this is just going to be an experience for me, at least where my mindset is, because I don't know. I don't really care for being far away from friends and stuff. We'll see. But yeah, so this is, moving to Korea. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below. But yeah, until the next clip. I just wanted to show you guys, because I started at the PC that they have, and of course they have League of Legends on there. So I'll probably check my email, double check on my departure dates, make sure that that's good. But yeah, I just wanted to include that. I thought that was kind of fun. I'm showered, all ready for bed. Still haven't figured out how to mute the TV, but I noticed they have some kind of like things to scan for like food, VIP, don't know what that is, but I saw this thing behind it saying room secret and with a bunch of stuff, and I saw that it had some scantily clad women on there, so I'm like, what the hell is this thing for? You go on it, you scan the QR code, and it's like kind of normal, right? You can order food and stuff. And wait a minute. Egg vibrator, vibration control mini vibrator. So yeah, you got a bunch of stuff like that. You got one meal set right next to a Japanese school uniform set. Bunch of like fun goodies in here. They have like no rhyme or reason. It's just food and sex, and just thought that was worth sharing. Bakari sweat can and peanut butter squid. Things are getting crazy here. But also, I am overwhelmed with shit. I'm thinking of scheduling a flight home. That's how like overwhelming this is. I can see how things would be like a lot smoother if I had Wi-Fi. There is a personal computer with League of Legends on it that is what I've been using, but I kind of need the Wi-Fi to get around and like schedule transportation. It's like I was already overwhelmed to begin with, and just like little things like that, it all just adds up, and it kind of just tipped me over. I'm ready to get back to streaming. Maybe we'll do a stream this Friday. How about that? Yeah, I found the internet right there.
At this point, I actually went ahead and booked my ticket home. I was just so overwhelmed. I didn't think I had Wi-Fi. You'll see that I actually did eventually find the Wi-Fi, but that was after I booked my ticket, and I just took that as a sign. I gotta get home. I didn't cancel my plane ticket home. I ended up skedaddling. While I was trying to book my departure out of Korea, since at this point I didn't know I had Wi-Fi, I couldn't find it. So I didn't have Wi-Fi at this moment. I was using the hotel computer book my ticket home, which the hotel computer was in fully Korean. I ended up using a little bit of roaming data to try to pull it up on my phone, pull it up on the computer, try to match which is which, like this is that, okay, awesome, I need to do that, I need to click this to try to translate it into English. So eventually I did translate the computer into English, which took about an hour. And then I was able to book my flight. What happened was I was looking for the soonest I could get out, but also keeping price in mind. I found a departure of 9 o'clock in the morning the next day. I did not want to miss my flight with how overwhelmed I was. I was about to have like a panic attack. So I ended up staying up all night until around like 4 in the morning when I ordered an Uber. I was going on almost 2 full days without sleep now because I left Tuesday morning and I did not sleep Monday night. At this point, this was like Wednesday night going to Thursday. I didn't sleep at all. Yeah, so that was not fun. I got an Uber to the airport, which ended up being roughly 50,000 won, less than half of how much it cost to take a taxi. So if you are going to South Korea, keep in mind that you will be saving a lot of money by choosing Uber instead of the taxi service. Yeah, itinerary for the departure that I had was that I would be leaving Incheon at 9 a.m. I would have a layover in Tokyo, Japan for about 6 hours from Tokyo to Toronto and then Toronto back to CVG. About to see me leave from Incheon to Tokyo.
Attention please. This is the final call for Thai Airways International Flight 643 and
Now, this Tokyo airport was pretty insane. It was kind of like an oversized shopping mall, an obese shopping mall. It was awesome. Like, I would make a trip out to Japan just to check out the airport again. There was a lot of stuff to do. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to buy anything in Japan without my bank being like, hey, you didn't tell us that you were going to be in Japan. You only said Toronto and South Korea. So we are going to freeze your credit card. So what I ended up doing was for the potential of buying something in Japan, I went to an ATM and accidentally withdrew about $150 worth of yen. So about like, 20,000 yen is what I withdrew from the ATM, and I ended up not buying anything. I just kind of have it as a souvenir or whenever I go back to Japan. So I would say all in all, it was a good experience. I feel like if I had the right mentality, as well as, having someone to meet me there at the airport and take me to the place, walk me through everything, kind of give me like a rundown of what to expect. I think the mentality is like the main part. Being ready to be like, I am moving and I'm going to be in a different country, away from friends and family, being in the right headspace. If things were different, I feel like it could have worked under the right circumstances, but it wasn't in the cards for me. Mentally, I was not ready for it. Maybe in the future, probably not Korea again. If I were to try to teach abroad again, it would most likely be Japan, because at least I know some of the language and I can read hiragana and katakana. I'm in a better position there. Probably be a little bit before I try something like this again, because I want to be in a good spot mentally before I try something like this again. And who knows? I don't want to fully rule out trying this again because it is still something that I want to do. It wasn't the right time for me. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you like this video. Want more videos? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you have any questions, give me questions. I'll make videos about those questions, or I'll just reply right to you if it's something simple enough that doesn't require a long drawn out video. Until next time, you guys, peace. Check out the streams. I'll be live streaming.